Someone is using my video thumbnail to promote dodgy greater gifting crystals at reduced rates. Don't buy. Will we hear about the gold boost compensation this week, if there is any, new champions teased by Kabam employee, and lots more. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Monday. How you all doing? I'm definitely starting the week feeling a lot better, but I've derailed a lot of my schedule, and that's annoying because there's a lot of stuff I wanted to achieve this week and next week, so I'm just going to get back to a stronger, healthier state of mind. But thanks very much for all the well wishes, and also people still playing the Elf on a Shelf game. I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's like, you know, it's there. But it's really nice to see in the comment section people playing the game, and also on live streams as well, talking about it as well. So I'm glad I could bring a little bit of joy to people playing the Elf on a Shelf game. Also, massive thank you to those that support the channel as a YouTube member, as a Patreon. You're on screen now. Thank you so much for doing that. Also, those that support as a Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime, you can give free Twitch sub. You know, it's absolutely free and helps me out as a creator, so please consider giving me the Twitch Prime. Also, those that give tier 1 subs, tier 2 subs, bits and donations, appreciate you, and should be live streaming tonight if my throat is fine, but should be. Right, now let's get into a little bit of coverage, or a little bit of you know, news and stuff. So myself and Dan did a podcast. We recorded it live yesterday on YouTube, which was a nice thing. We like doing them from time to time. But if you need something to listen to for an hour, talking about stuff within the game and stuff that we kind of like feel needs to be addressed, things we need to kind of like call out Kabam for, then please go and check out the podcast. Link is in the description down below. Next up, and Kabam be teasing. Yes, Kabam be teasing indeed. So this was put on Twitter by YOLO Jacket. If you don't know, I think it's Kabam YOLO, I think he's referred to as, and it's the senior live ops specialist at Kabam. And you know, the t-shirt we've got here is like the 7-year anniversary t-shirt, but it has got some other champions kind of like, well, you know, missing. You can see that bottom right hand corner. This has probably got like Toad and Sauron, which if you don't know, Toad and Sauron are going to be potentially the January champions, which I'll be doing some videos on talking about if they, well, the thing is, if they are, I assume they are going to be the January champions, because we had January, was it January last year, we had Strife and Jubilee, if I kind of remember rightly on that one. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of kind of stuff to cover. They're probably going to be there, and then the other ones, I think this leads up to April champion releases. If you go like, okay, well there's Kraven there, you then go 2 there for January, 2 there for February, March 2, and April with the final 2 right there. So it's like a case of going, right, it's a teaser t-shirt, that's it. But they already know, and they've already built the champions, it seems, what we assume to be. But, you know, it's just a t-shirt that teases. That's really it. It's a tease shirt. Now, a quick bit of coverage that I want to go over is the trading store. The trading store is a very mixed bag. For me, I've got more crosses than I've got ticks, as I said in the video on Friday. Now, if I hoarded, which I did, I hoarded a load of Awakening Gems, it would put me in a good stead. Unfortunately, it's going to be a case that this may have a bad impact. I'm going to do a video later on about this, and I think a lot of other players as well are feeling the pinch when it comes to hoarding. What Kabam endorsed when it comes to hoarding is like, you shouldn't be hoarding stuff, but this encourages hoarding, which is kind of disappointing. The same way we hoarded for gold crystals, but we were told, you know, it's going to be improved, so open them, which was good to some degree, but the whole process of how it was implemented on Friday was bad. So yeah, a lot of players have a lot of feedback on this. It's still like, you know, for me, I'm trying to get my 6-star Awakening Gem. I actually have 1 shot, but more on that in another video later on. And this player, and as well many others, like feedback on this, link is in the description by the way, to have your say. There was a little kind of like vote that was going on, which was like, have you traded your 5 generic Awakened Gems, which I agree should have been 3, or kind of like should have been a bit more fairer than what they were. Some people saying like, yeah, there are 94 of them there, you know, not worth it for 51 people, and people still trying, and I'm definitely in that camp of still trying, and I thought I was in a good place, but apparently not. Again, more on that in the video later on. But this last part of the segment, I just want to like, you know, follow what this player says, which is, with this philosophy, I treat every single champion to their 5-star Awakened Gem. So basically, like, you know, 5 stars, people will awaken them, they'll get them stronger, they utilize them because we've got things like Cavalier difficulty, where you need various different types of coverage of champions, the same way when it comes to Act 7 and various other places as well. So you need a broad coverage. You guys go on about how you want to prevent hoarding, but you just rewarded everyone that decided to hold on to their awakening gems. This is not the vision in the roadmap. I'm a little disappointed that I'm being punished for playing this game in the way that you had intentions for. I have no way of acquiring any more resources to get a 6-star awakening gem. This is a holiday event and I can't participate in because I use the gems on the champs I enjoy. I mean, for me it's a case like I still hoard, but I'm still impacted on this. And that's the thing, the trading store has some good elements, like, you know, the resource trading, the energy refill trading, I think even some of the tier 4 class catalyst trading. But the other point when it comes to the awakening gem side of things, it's very much, well, it's very much bad. You kind of like, as well, look at it, the value of the 6-star awakening gem over the years, and going like, well, it should have depreciated in value, so therefore should be more cheaper to get. So therefore I don't know why Kabam are putting so much a narrative of this is the premium item when tier 6 basics and tier 3 alpha is the premium item now. But in any case, thoughts in the comment section about that one. Now I'm going to move on to something very important to cover, and that is this. So some people have seen this. Shout out to Alex Skills and shout out to Karma for kind of mentioning this to me. So this is from a particular site. I'm not going to mention like what site, what platform it's on, but it's one of these cases of someone's offering cheap prices for units or cheap gifting crystals, cheap greater gifting crystals. I use it with bunny ears because it is too good to be true, and largely you will be taken for a ride, to be brutally honest. And here's the thing. If you don't know already, this is taken from one of my videos, first and foremost. So that's taken from there. You can see it's cut out this section here. And as well, this is the full thumbnail. This is taken from a thumbnail I created back in 2021. So this year, actually. January of this year. And this particular like site is synonymous with stuff to do with Merc services. Okay? And let's be very clear on this matter. If you use any of these services, regardless if they use whatever means to access your account to do whatever, or at the same time they're kind of going like, look, they're offering like a reduced rate on certain things that don't normally have a reduced rate, it's probably going to mean that you're going to land yourself in trouble. You will get banned, you will be in trouble, and the people that are using means of getting like units for a lower price are probably using fake credit cards, or they've made a fake credit card in someone else's name. And we talked about this before. And in a nutshell, the best thing I can really say with this and the best advice is do not use it. If it seems like you're getting the best deal in the world, it's probably a false deal. You know, that's basically it. You see all these people with those minus red units, that will probably happen to you. Do you want to get your account banned? That'll probably happen to you. And that's just the thing. Like, it's just not the way you do it. That's just it. Just kind of like grind out in game and get stuff, you know. That's probably the best thing if you don't want to spend and don't spend too much. You best off just grinding out in game. That's probably the best thing to say. Don't damage your account. You know, don't be complaining to me or anybody else that your account's being banned when you've obviously used these particular services. So yeah, that's something just to point out. If you see any of like stuff that looks like my thumbnails that have been chopped up, any content creators' thumbnails chopped up, or anything that seems to be like a ridiculous deal or cheap something or other, cheap this, cheap that, cheap units, cheap great gifting crystals, chances are it's not going to be what you think it is. It will be fraudulent in the way that it's done, and as well, it's going to mean that your account is going to be banned, or you're going to be minus red units. So that's really it. So I don't want to see anybody kind of like messaging me to say my account's been banned, because I probably will be making a video to say that you're an idiot in a nutshell. Don't use these people. Now onto a very important story, which is the gold boost. Now, as a lot, you know, a lot of people opened up gold, or not gold boost, gold crystals like last week, last Friday, and the issue with that is when people opened it up, they opened it up at the 15k for say uncollected gold crystal, but then it got buffed up to 19k. The big thing will be like, will there be any kind of compensation on offer for those that that open them up? And I'd love to say there would be, but I got to be honest. Now kind of as I've had a weekend, I've had some more sleep, my brain's in a better place. I kind of feel like, you know, Kabam aren't going to be willing to do anything like that to kind of like smooth over the community, especially with stuff like the Halls of Fortune on at the moment, the gifting crystals around the corner, because that usually gives a huge amount of gold for players. I think I start off like, I think I ended like 20 mil gold out after the end of the gifting event from opening up greater gifting crystals last year. It's pretty insane the amount of gold you can pick up. So where are we going to be up to this? Well, the other element is that is this going to have more of a large amount of gold within the game? I'm always struggling to get like a high volume of gold. I don't grind out arena as much as I used to. I don't have the time for incursions. So if you're kind of like casual in certain areas but more intense with grind in others, like I'm more of a monthly event grinder, that's what interests me, and variants and some story mode, but mainly those two first, events and variants. So once I've done that, I'm like, well, I need gold, and where do I go in order to do that? And it's like that always seems to be the biggest struggle. I really don't know why Kabam don't kind of like put out the special boosts, because it does encourage people to grind out and play more. But instead, something that's less grind but more opening is kind of like the biggest bone of contention at the moment. So it's very weird in Kabam's logic. But will this lead to anything in next week? Like, will Kabam kind of like have further action? Because that's the thing that they said. This should not change how much gold players got from the opening many crystals, which I don't. Hang on a minute. So people are opening up 15k, but kind of not getting the full. I just don't know if I totally believe that, because I feel that players who opened up prior would probably like go, right, well, prior to this I wasn't getting much gold. Now it's the case whenever I do this, I've got more gold, but I've wasted a lot of my gold crystals. But they say we are going to verify to make sure that it's correct. We'll look at the gold payouts before and after the change early next week and determine if there's any action required. So it does seem very much like that. And I thought, like, first reading this was like, okay, well, do they plan to kind of do anything when it comes to compensation matters? But I don't think it's worth doing a revert back to this. Kabam have like taken away the opportunity of getting the battle chip boost. There's no gold boost anymore. So what is there for players of interest when it comes to getting gold? If they're not doing arena, now it's a case of opening crystals. And if this was meant to be kind of eliminating hoarding, my god, they ruined that when it comes to the trading event. So I don't know, Kabam logic is all over the place at the moment. So yeah, what are players' thoughts still on the gold boost incident? And do you think there should be some sort of like compensation that comes out to players for those that say opened up before the change went live on late Friday night, and those early but before the change, and those after the change? Should there be some sort of compensation for the gold that they would have got as a result? Because there wasn't any in-game message, and Kabam said there would be an in-game message. That's another kind of element to the point. It's going like, look, if you're going to say you're going to notify players when the boost is live and you don't, then that is a problem for more of a problem and more of a fair shout to say, look, you should be compensating for those that thought that was live at a given time and were very misled, which I think a lot of us were in this particular gold boost situation. Now on to the final bit of coverage, which is the arena results for Kraven and Symbiote Supreme. Man, the results do be crazy. Okay, Symbiote Supreme, like 65. By the way, shout out to Jamie, to Legend, and Renegade for their info that I sent through. In particular, we'll talk about Renegade in a second. So Symbiote Supreme, 42.6 mil, enough position 65. This was great. If you're looking to get like a low cutoff for that champion, it's great. I think round 2 is going to be great as well for this. 70.5 position 237, but I think that's going to go a lot lower, like, you know, 15, 12 mil. You're probably getting a champion. And yeah, like, Kraven Arena is mad. You know, as I said, shout out to Renegade. Feel sorry for him. You know, he put up 180 mil to get position 103. That's mad. He even beat HQ Sean. You know, and I hear so many rumors about HQ Sean. It would surprise you about stuff like that. But, you know, moving on. Right, Kraven, for some more results. 65 mil was position 264 for the 5-star. 51.9 mil was enough for position 481 with a 5-star. So it's like, man, that's, again, crazy when it comes to the results. My predictions for round 1 were pretty good, actually. I will take that as kind of like they've been pretty much on the nose, except for the Kraven 6-star. That's the other thing. That Kraven 6-star into round 2, man, 190 mil. I'm going with 190 mil going to round 2. I don't know if people are going to be deterred by grinding out or having another shot at it, because it is just like, there's a lot of time to kind of spend to grind out, to be disappointed. 5-star Kraven, 55 mil. Yep, I think that's going to be a given. And then 50 mil for the 6-star Symbiote Supreme. Yep, that'll work. Maybe a little bit less, but you know, better to be safe than sorry with grinding that. Maybe 45 mil. Yeah, okay, but you know, 65th position, you're playing with some dangerous kind of like areas. But 15 mil for 5-star Symbiote Supreme, I think it's a given as well. But yeah, that's been the news for today. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure to check out some other content that's located on screen, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be a special trade-in store, not ramp, but kind of like last ditch attempt, last chance saloon type thing. See you then. Bye bye.